Hi, friends. It's Mrs. Short here. It's summer, but it's a cool summer day where Mrs. Short lives. So I thought, why not record a story for my friends? I hope it's warmer where you are. But right now where I am, it's a little cool. Still going to take a walk though. That's important. This is a cute story. I'd never read it before, but I got it from the library and it's called I'm Not Reading, but I'm going to read it even though it's called I'm Not Reading. And it is by Jonathan Allen. And Jonathan Allen dedicates it to Margaret May. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's spelled Mahy. For several of whose stories I had the great pleasure of illustrating. So it sounds like Jonathan Allen not only writes stories, but he illustrates them too. It's one talented person. And this is one talented story. I hope you enjoy it. So, you sit back, and I'll sit back, and we'll enjoy it together. Baby Owl sat down with Owlie under a tree in the field by the farm. He had his favorite book with him. The book was called Fluff. Sit quietly, Owlie, said Baby Owl, and I will read to you. Baby Owl had just opened his book when along came Tiny Chick. You're reading a story, Baby Owl? Cried Tiny Chick. May I listen too? All right, said Baby Owl, but I'm not reading unless you sit quietly like Owlie. I will, said Tiny Chick. Before Baby Owl could begin, along came Tiny Chick's two brothers and two sisters. Baby Owl's reading a story, they cried. Hooray! And they jumped onto Baby Owl's lap. Hold on a minute, protested Baby Owl. I'm not reading unless you all sit quietly like Owlie and Tiny Chick. We will, said Tiny Chick's brothers and sisters. Do you think they will? Do you think they can? Baby Owl had just reached around them to open the book when along came Tiny Chick's 7 cousins. Wow. Baby Owl's reading a story, they cried. Hooray! And they all piled onto Baby Owl's lap. Wait a minute, shouted Baby Owl. I'm not reading unless you all get off. Wah, he cried. But the chicks didn't hear him. They were too busy pushing and shoving. Just then along came Tiny Chick's school friends and their brothers and their sisters and their cousins. What are you all doing? They cried. Baby Owl's reading us a story, shouted Tiny Chick. Really? Asked one of the chicks. Where is Baby Owl? I'm here, said Baby Owl in a muffled voice, and I am not, see how they wrote it in big letters, not reading. I'm being squashed. Help! Then along came Baby Owl's dad. Poor Baby Owl, he said, lifting him up gently. What on earth were you doing under there? I was reading to Owlie. Then Tiny Chick came along. Then his brothers and sisters and cousins and everybody else came too. And they all wanted me to read to them. And they all sat on my lap. And I got squashed. It's not fair, said Baby Owl. Along came Tiny Chick's mom. Oh dear, she said. I think Tiny and his friends are a little bit overexcited. They do so love being read to. Well, said Baby Owl's dad, perhaps Baby Owl will read to them if they promise not to squash him. Yeah, we promise, said Tiny Chick. Please read to us, Baby Owl. All right, said Baby Owl. You're so cute, all standing there, wanting to hear the story. Hooray, cried all the chicks, and they jumped up onto Baby Owl's dad and Tiny Chick's mom, and Baby Owl laughed. Then he opened his book and read to them all. Later, Dad took Baby Owl home and tucked him into his warm, cozy bed. Shall I read you a story, Baby Owl? Asked Dad. But Baby Owl was already falling asleep. Good night, Baby Owl, whispered Dad. Good night, Dad, mumbled Baby Owl. Good night, Owlie. So there you have it. A cute story about reading called I'm Not Reading. And reading is a great thing to do anytime. You know that. But on a day like today, where it's a little cool, maybe that's the best day to read. And at nighttime, too. You know what? You can read any time of day. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Have a great day, friends, and keep reading. Bye.